The moving truck pulled away at 4:47 p.m. My wife Sarah stood on the porch, smiling at the perfect lawn, the perfect street, the perfect neighbors waving from identical porches. "We made it," she whispered. I should have felt relief. We'd left the city chaos behind. Found this place, Ashwood Hollow, online. Brand new development. Too good to be true, they said. They were right. The first night I heard it. A low hum. Not mechanical. Not wind. Something else. It vibrated through the walls, through the floor, into my chest. Sarah didn't hear it. She slept like the dead while I lay awake, feeling that sound crawl under my skin. I got up around 2 a.m., walked through our new house. Everything was still. The boxes we hadn't unpacked yet sat in corners like silent witnesses. The moonlight through the windows cast long shadows across hardwood floors, and that hum, that endless, pulsing hum that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. I pressed my hand against the wall. I could feel it vibrating, subtle, but there. Morning came with sunshine and the smell of fresh coffee from next door. Our neighbor, Margaret, appeared at our fence with a pie. Apple, still warm. "Welcome to the neighborhood," she said. Her smile never reached her eyes. "We keep things quiet here, peaceful. You'll love it." She stared at me for 3 seconds too long, then left. The pie sat on our counter for 2 days. Sarah wanted to try it. I couldn't explain why, but something about that pie made my stomach turn. The smell was too perfect, too sweet, like artificial apple scent pumped into a candle factory. "Just throw it away if you don't want it," Sarah said, annoyed. "You're being paranoid about everything." Maybe I was. But when I finally tossed it in the trash that night, I swear I saw something moving inside the crust. Something dark, something that writhed when the overhead light hit it. I took the trash out immediately. The street was empty, silent. Every house dark except for identical porch lights that cast the same yellow glow across identical lawns. I walked to the curb with the trash bag and noticed something. Footprints in the grass, leading from our trash cans to our back door. Fresh, made in the dew, but they didn't look right. The stride was too long, the depth too uneven, like something had been walking on the balls of its feet, trying to stay quiet. I checked the back door, locked, no signs of tampering, but those footprints. I didn't tell Sarah. Before you turn off the lights tonight, hit subscribe and ring the bell. Here at Chills from Reality, every story leaves a mark, one you might not forget. By day 3, I noticed the patterns. Every morning at 6 a.m., all the garage doors opened simultaneously. Perfect timing, like clockwork. The neighbors emerged, identical routines. Coffee, newspaper, wave, smile, drive away. Every evening at 6 p.m., they returned. Same order, same mechanical precision. I started timing them with my watch. Mr. Henderson from across the street, 6 hours p.m. exactly. The Johnsons next door, 6:02 p.m. The Clarks 2 houses down, 6:04 p.m. The Patels, 6:06 p.m. every single day. Not a minute early, not a second late. Sarah thought I was paranoid. "They're just punctual people," she laughed. "Relax, enjoy the quiet." But the quiet was the problem. No dogs barking, no children shouting, no cars speeding, no sirens in the distance, no planes overhead. Just that low hum at night, growing louder, growing closer, and during the day, an artificial silence that felt like being trapped under a thick blanket. I started watching from our bedroom window after dark. The streetlights cast long shadows across pristine lawns, empty sidewalks, not a soul outside. But sometimes, between 2 and 3 a.m., I saw them, the neighbors, standing in their yards, perfectly still, facing our house. Just standing there. in the dark, watching. The first time I saw it, I thought I was dreaming. I blinked hard, rubbed my eyes, looked again. They were still there, 7 of them, standing like statues in the moonlight. Not moving, not talking, just existing in the darkness, their faces turned toward our bedroom window. Mr. Henderson in his bathrobe, Margaret in her nightgown, the Johnsons side by side, the Clarks holding hands, all of them perfectly still, the moonlight reflecting off their eyes like animals caught in headlights. I didn't tell Sarah that night, but I started keeping notes. A small journal hidden in my desk drawer. Dates, times, how many, where they stood. Night 4, 5 neighbors. 2:17 a.m. to 2:43 a.m. Henderson, Margaret, the Johnsons, one other I couldn't identify. Night 5, 8 neighbors. 2:09 a.m. to 3:01 a.m. Added the Clarks, the Pexels, someone from the corner house. Night 6, 12 neighbors. 1:54 a.m. to 3:15 a.m. Nearly half the street now. They were coming earlier, staying longer, and there were more of them each time. I tried to photograph them once, grabbed my phone, aimed it at the window, but when I looked at the screen, the camera showed nothing. Just empty yards, dark grass, no people. But when I looked up with my own eyes, they were still there, standing, watching, smiling. I took the photo anyway. In the morning, I checked it. Just empty yards, not a soul visible. When I mentioned the nightly gatherings to Sarah, she looked at me like I'd lost my mind. "You're not sleeping," she said. "You're stressed from the move, the new job, the mortgage. Maybe you're seeing things." "I'm not seeing things." "Then what are you seeing?" "The neighbors, standing in their yards every night, watching our house." She touched my forehead. "You feel warm. Are you getting sick?" "Sarah, I'm not sick. I'm not crazy. They're out there."
Show me.
That night, I woke her at 2:30 a.m., led her to the window. "Look." She looked. 15 neighbors stood in their yards, perfect formation, all facing us. "I don't see anything," she said.
What? It's just empty yards, David.
"You don't see them. They're right there. Henderson, Margaret, all of them." She looked at me with genuine concern. "There's no one there, honey. Maybe you should see a doctor." But I wasn't imagining the scratch marks I found on our back door. Long, deep, like something had tried to claw its way inside. The wood was splintered near the lock. Fresh marks. They hadn't been there the day before. I installed a deadbolt that afternoon, then another, then a chain lock, then a security bar. Sarah watched me with growing alarm. "Honey, you're scaring me. What's going on?" "Just want us to be safe," I said. She touched my shoulder. "Safe from what?" "This is the safest neighborhood in the state. That's why we moved here. Remember?" I wanted to believe her. God, I wanted to believe her. But I couldn't ignore what I was seeing. What I was hearing, that hum that never stopped, those faces in the dark, those footprints that appeared every morning in the dew. Week 2 brought the meetings. Every Thursday at 8 p.m., I noticed lights flickering in the community center at the end of our street. Cars gathered there, all the neighbors. Margaret knocked on our door that Thursday evening, her smile wider than before. "Community meeting tonight," she said. "Everyone attends. It's important." "What's it about?" I asked. Her head tilted slightly, unnaturally, like a bird examining prey. "Neighborhood matters, keeping things in order, maintaining our standards, our perfection." The way she said perfection made my skin crawl. It wasn't proud, it was hungry. "What kind of standards?" I pressed. Her smile never wavered. Not a twitch, not a blink. "You'll see. 8 p.m. Don't be late. Everyone notices when someone's late. Everyone notices everything here. We might not make it."
You'll make it. Not a suggestion, a statement of fact. Everyone makes it. Eventually.
Sarah wanted to go. Be friendly, fit in, make connections. I didn't. Something about Margaret's eyes made my stomach turn. They were too bright, too focused, too empty behind the brightness. We compromised, watched from our window instead. Through the community center windows, I saw them, all 32 neighbors, standing in a circle, not sitting in chairs, not mingling with coffee and cookies, just standing in perfect formation, equidistant from each other, facing the center of the room where nothing existed but empty space. They didn't talk, didn't move, didn't blink, just stood there in complete silence for over an hour. Sarah gripped my arm. "What are they doing?" "I don't know."
Should we go check?
"No." Something in my voice made her look at me, really look at me. For the first time since we'd arrived, I saw doubt flicker across her face, fear, recognition that maybe, just maybe, I wasn't crazy. Then, as one, they turned toward the windows, toward our house. All 32 of them. Synchronized, mechanical, their heads swiveling in perfect unison like security cameras locking onto a target. All of them staring. Their faces were wrong in the fluorescent light. Too smooth, too expressionless, like masks made of flesh. Sarah's hand tightened on my arm, hard enough to hurt. "Oh my God, did they just..." "Yes!" But how did they know we were? I don't know. We stepped back from the window. Too fast, too panicked. In the darkness of our living room, we stood frozen, barely breathing, like children hiding from monsters. The lights in the community center went out. Then, one by one, the neighbors emerged, walking to their cars, getting in, driving home, all in perfect sequence. And as each car passed our house, it slowed, just for a moment. Just long enough for the driver to turn their head and look directly at our window, even though we stood in darkness. Even though they couldn't possibly see us. They knew. The next morning, Margaret appeared again. She didn't knock. I found her standing on our porch when I opened the door to get the newspaper. Just standing there, waiting. How long had she been there? "We missed you last night," she said. Her voice was flat, emotionless. "Everyone noticed." "We were tired," I lied. She stepped closer, too close. I could smell her perfume. Chemical? Artificial. Like air freshener mixed with formaldehyde. In Ashwood Hollow, we participate. We belong. We contribute to the collective good. We maintain the perfection. Collective good? We keep things perfect here. Everyone has a role. Everyone belongs. Everyone contributes. Her smile cracked wider, stretching her face in ways that shouldn't be possible. "You want to belong, don't you?" "We're still settling in." "Settling in is over." Her eyes bored into mine, unblinking. "Next Thursday, 8 p.m., everyone attends. No exceptions, no excuses, no refusals." "And if we don't?" Her smile never wavered. "Everyone attends, eventually, one way or another." I closed the door without answering. Locked it. All 3 locks, the security bar. Sarah was standing behind me. "She's right, you know. We should go. Be part of the community. Did you not see what happened last night? They were just having a meeting." "Sarah," they stood in a circle in complete silence for over an hour. Then they all turned to look at us at the exact same time. She shrugged. "Maybe it's meditation or prayer. Lots of communities do that." "That wasn't prayer!" "Then what was it?" I didn't have an answer. That night, the hum became unbearable. It wasn't just sound anymore. It was inside my head, vibrating behind my eyes, in my teeth, in my bones. I stumbled to the window at 2:15 a.m., dizzy, nauseous, tasting copper in my mouth, and saw them again. The neighbors. But this time they were closer, standing at the edge of our property line. 32 people in perfect formation, 4 rows of 8, like soldiers, like a congregation, like something ancient and patient. all staring at our bedroom window, all smiling. Sarah was asleep beside me. I shook her. "Sarah, wake up! Look!" She opened her eyes slowly, too slowly, like she was moving underwater. And when she looked at me, her expression was blank, empty, like Margaret's. "What's wrong?" she asked, but her voice sounded different, hollow, like an echo of herself bouncing back from somewhere far away.
Sarah?
She sat up, turned toward the window, looked at the neighbors standing in our yard, 32 people in our yard at 2 a.m., and smiled. "They're just being friendly," she said. "We should go join them." My blood went cold. "What?" She stood, walked to the door. Her movements were smooth, too smooth, like a puppet on strings, like someone who'd forgotten how real people move. "Come on. Let's go meet them properly. Let's belong." I grabbed her arm. "Sarah, stop! Something's wrong with you! Something's wrong with all of them!" She looked at my hand on her arm, then at me. Her eyes were wrong, glassy, distant, reflecting the moonlight like mirrors, like glass, like nothing human.
"Let go," she said.
Not angry, not scared, just commanding, like someone used to being obeyed without question. I released her. She opened the front door and stepped outside. The neighbors stood waiting, silent, patient, watching. Sarah walked down our porch steps, barefoot across the cold grass, and joined them. She turned to face me, standing among them in her pajamas, and her smile matched theirs exactly. Perfect. Empty. Wrong. Could you trust your own eyes? I slammed the door, locked it. Every deadbolt, every chain. My hands shook so badly I could barely work the locks. The hum grew louder, pounding in my skull like a hammer, like a drill, like something trying to bore its way inside. I ran to the bedroom, grabbed my phone, dialed 911. The operator answered. 911, what's your emergency? My wife. Something's wrong with my wife. And the neighbors. They're all outside my house. They're just standing there, staring. My wife is with them and she's not herself. She's... Address, please. 427 Maple Drive, Ashwood Hollow. Please, you need to send someone. They're in my yard. 3 dozen people just standing in my yard at 2 a.m. My wife walked out to join them and she's... Ashwood Hollow? She interrupted. Her voice changed, became flat, mechanical, like a recording. There's no emergency in Ashwood Hollow. Everything is perfect there. What? No, listen to me. Send someone. My wife... Everything is perfect, she repeated. You should join your neighbors. You should participate. You should belong. Everything is perfect when you belong. What the hell is happening? I need help. The line went dead. I dropped the phone. The hum was deafening now, not just in my ears, in my chest, in my organs, in my blood. Like my body itself was vibrating at the same frequency, like I was being tuned to match them. I looked out the window. More neighbors had gathered, not just from our street, from the entire development. Hundreds of them, pouring out of houses like ants, walking in perfect formation, covering the lawn, the street, the sidewalks, standing shoulder to shoulder in rows that stretched into the darkness, all facing our house, all smiling. Sarah stood in the front row. She raised her hand, waved at me, slowly, mechanically. Her smile never wavered, never blinked, never looked human. I backed away from the window, tried to think, tried to breathe. The walls felt like they were closing in, pressing inward. The hum inside my head became words, whispering, repeating, 1,000 voices speaking in perfect unison. Belong, 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 perfect, perfect, perfect! Join us, join us, join us! Come outside, come outside, come outside! My nose started bleeding, hot blood dripping onto my shirt. I wiped it away with shaking hands, and my palm came back red, then my ears, blood trickling warm down my neck. The hum was breaking something inside me. Would you have opened that door?
I didn't. I ran.
Through the kitchen, grabbed my keys with bloody fingers, out the back door, into the darkness behind our house. The woods started where our property ended. Thick, deep, ancient trees that had stood there long before Ashwood Hollow existed. I ran without looking back. Branches tore at my clothes, my face. Roots tried to trip me. Thorns caught my skin. I didn't care. I just ran. The hum followed me. The whispers grew louder. Come back. Belong. Perfect. Belong. Come back. We're waiting. Your place is ready. Sarah is waiting. Come back. Come back. Come back. I don't know how long I ran. Hours, maybe. Until my lungs burned like fire. Until my legs gave out and I collapsed. Until I reached the highway. Until I saw normal lights, normal cars, normal people who looked at me like I was insane when I tried to explain. A truck driver stopped. Middle-aged man with kind eyes and a cross hanging from his rearview mirror. You okay, son? You're bleeding pretty bad. I need to get away from here, please. They're back there. They're... Easy, easy, get in. I'll take you to the next town, get you cleaned up. The police took me to a station 20 miles away. Let me use their phone. Gave me coffee and bandages and looks of pity. I called Sarah's parents, told them everything. They said I was crazy, said Sarah had texted them that morning saying everything was fine, that I was the one acting strange, that I'd been paranoid since we moved. I asked them to forward the text. They did. Everything is perfect here. David is just adjusting. Don't worry, we belong now. We're happy. Everything is perfect. The wording made my skin crawl. I hadn't used my name when I called them. They hadn't mentioned it first. But Sarah knew. The text knew. When did you get this? I asked. This morning, around 6 a.m. The time all the garage doors opened. The time the routines began. The time perfection started each day. I tried to file a missing person report. The officer looked at me with pity mixed with suspicion. Son, your wife texted her parents this morning. She's not missing. And frankly, you look like you need rest. Maybe some professional help. But she's not herself. None of them are. Something's wrong with that place. You need to investigate. You need to... Ashwood Hollow? The officer's expression changed, became guarded, careful. New development? Yes, you know it? He exchanged a glance with his partner. Something passed between them. Something dark. Something they didn't want to say. We've had a few calls about that place, the younger officer finally said. People saying strange things, claiming their families were acting weird, talking about humming sounds and neighbors standing in yards at night. But every time we drive out there, everything checks out. Clean, quiet, perfect. That word again, perfect. The people who called, I said. What happened to them? Another glance between the officers. They went back, the older one said quietly. Eventually, they all went back, said they'd made a mistake, said everything was fine, said they belonged there. You should probably stay away from there, the younger officer added. Get some rest. Let your wife settle in. Give it time. Or don't go back at all. Your choice. They wouldn't help. Couldn't help. Or didn't want to. I left the station and checked into a motel. Cheap. Dirty, but the door locked and the TV worked and there were other people around. Normal people, loud people, people who argued and slammed doors and blasted music at 3 a.m. It was the most beautiful sound I'd ever heard. 3 days later, I received a letter. Slipped under my motel room door while I was sleeping. No stamp, no postmark. Hand-delivered. Inside was a single photograph. Our house. The entire neighborhood gathered on the lawn. Hundreds of people, maybe 1,000, all smiling at the camera. Perfect teeth, perfect posture, perfect identical expressions. Sarah stood in the front row. Next to her, 2 empty spaces. On the back of the photo, written in perfect handwriting that looked like it had been printed by a machine. Your place is waiting. Come home, belong, be perfect with us. We miss you. Sarah misses you. Everyone misses you. The hum misses you. Come back, come back, come back. You can't run from perfect. Perfect follows, perfect waits, perfect always wins. Come back. I burned the letter in the motel sink. Watched the paper curl and blacken. But the photograph wouldn't burn. The flames licked at it, but left no mark. Like it was protected. Like it was already perfect. Changed my number. Withdrew all my money in cash. Moved across the country, different state, different name on the lease, no forwarding address, no paper trail. But sometimes, late at night, I still hear it. That hum. Soft at first, then louder, crawling through the walls, under my skin, into my thoughts, into my dreams. And I wonder if distance matters. If I ever really escaped. Or if they're just waiting. Patient. Perfect. Forever. Last week, my new landlord mentioned something. Said the previous tenant moved away suddenly. Left everything behind. Furniture, clothes, photos, bank accounts still active. Car still in the garage. No explanation. Just vanished. I asked where they went. He shrugged. Some new development. Brand new town. Real estate agent sent them photos. Said it looked perfect. Too good to be true, they said. But they signed the lease anyway. Moved in on a Tuesday. I got a text Thursday saying they loved it. Never heard from them again. The floor beneath me went cold.
What was it called?
I asked. He thought for a moment. Something Hollow. Ashwood? No, Elmwood Hollow. Yeah, that was it. Or maybe Pinewood. Something with wood and hollow. These developments all sound the same. I checked online that night. Elmwood Hollow doesn't exist. Neither does Pinewood Hollow. Not on any map.
Not in any records.
But there are dozens of posts. Hundreds. People asking about them, saying they're moving there, saying the photos look amazing, saying the prices are incredible. Too good to be true. They're right. And now, every morning at 6 a.m., I hear garage doors opening in my new neighborhood. Perfect timing, like clockwork. The neighbors emerge with identical routines. Coffee, newspaper, wave, smile. I don't wave back. But they smile anyway. Like they know. Like they're waiting. For me to understand, I started keeping watch again. Taking notes, same as before. And the patterns are emerging. Night 1 in my new place, 3 neighbors, 2:34 a.m. Night 2, 6 neighbors, 2:18 a.m. Night 3, 9 neighbors, 2:03 a.m. Night 4, 15 neighbors, 1:47 a.m. It's starting again. If this story made your heart race, hit that like button and subscribe. Because here at Chills from Reality, the fear doesn't end when the story does. I still check my mail every day, waiting for another photograph.
Another invitation.
Another empty space with my name on it. The hum is getting louder. I don't sleep much anymore. And sometimes, when I look out my window at 3 a.m., I see them. My new neighbors, standing in their yards, perfectly still, facing my house. Just standing there, in the dark, watching, smiling, waiting. Yesterday, I found a pie on my doorstep, apple. Still warm, no note, no name. I didn't touch it. But through the crust, I swear I saw something moving. Something dark. Something that knows my name. Something that's been waiting. Because perfect doesn't let you go. It spreads. It waits. It follows. It finds you. And soon, whether you want it or not, whether you run or hide or change your name or cross the country or burn the photographs or ignore the hum, it finds you. It always finds you. Because once you've been invited to belong, the invitation never expires. It just waits. Patient. Perfect. Forever. This morning, I woke to find my garage door open. I don't remember opening it. The clock read 6 a.m. exactly. And outside, all my neighbors were standing in their driveways, smiling, waving, waiting for me to join them, to belong, to be perfect.